When you wake up in the morning and look into the mirror, do you ask yourself, when are we going back to the normal? Or do you tell yourself, I know we are going through a period of massive disruption. I'm really scared of the future, but I'm sprinting towards it anyway. I'm sprinting towards the future. I'm putting a foot into the future. I know we were all being very comfortable or being stuck or being in whatever state we were in, and this pandemic, in convergence with all the innovations and all the, especially the disruptive innovations that has been coming, has totally disrupted our lives. And here we are. Every morning we're faced with the question of, are we going back to normal or are we putting a foot into the future? Disruptive innovation in the technology space has created a lot of distress for many people. This has been made worse and the problems have been multiplied by the pandemic in the past 2 years. One of the things that most people find difficult to accept is that their entire perspective of the world and the future has been totally disrupted. One way I find that I can deal with this is by making friends and connecting with people, especially people who have one foot in the future, because we have to accept that we're not going back to the past. We are definitely going into a future that we never imagined. The one thing we can all, every one of us on the planet can agree is that the pandemic has disrupted our lives. The only difference between different people is how we respond to the disruptions. We can either treat the disruptions as something that we can accept and take advantage of it and move ahead and solve the problems created by the disruptions, or we can sit still and pray and hope that we will return to normal, the normal before the pandemic. Well, one of the things that we can also probably agree, even by people who are waiting for normal to return, is that we're not going back to normal, that we have already gone through a disruption that has changed the whole world. When we're faced with the problems, we can either fight, fright, and freeze, and just hope to get back to normal, which ain't going to happen, or we can actually face the disruptions and the problems and select the most challenging ones and solve them. By solving the problems, we give ourselves meaning, fulfillment, and possibility. The pandemic, sooner or later, when we look back, will have come and gone. At this very moment, we can either see the pandemic as something done to us and we are the victims of the pandemic and all the disruptions, or we can see it as something that was done for us, that the pandemic helped us sow the seeds of the bigger and better future. We can see that the pandemic has helped us sow the seeds for future innovations to solve more problems that will take us to a better place. One thing is 100% certain, and that is we ain't going back to normal. So the best investment you can make is in yourself. And that means investing in the future, because we are heading towards the future. We're not heading back to the past. So my friends, let's all head to the future and invest in yourself. Bye-bye.